Prince Charles is very keen to heal the rift with his youngest son Prince Harry, according to royal expert Katie Nicholl. Following bombshell comments made by Prince Harry in a podcast interview last week where he branded the royal family as having genetic pain and suffering, Vanity Fair royal editor Katie Nicholl claimed Prince Charles remains very keen to repair the rift with his son. She told US show Entertainment Tonight how the Prince of Wales wants nothing more than to be reconciled with Harry and to work on the damaged father-son relationship. Katie Nicholl said, "Harry is venting and airing so publicly his private grievances. It is going to be problematic, and I think it does raise that really important issue of trust. I know that Prince Charles is really keen to get his relationship with his youngest son back on track. It is why he called that meeting at Windsor Castle after the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral." The Vanity Fair royal editor added, Charles, wants nothing more than to be reconciled with Harry and for this rift to go away, and he is prepared to work at it. But that issue of trust is one that concerns him as much as it does William. Ms. Nicholl added, "They want to know that the conversations they are having are going to remain private, and they want to know that these conversations are worthwhile, that they are making progress. And I think the problem is with the podcast and things that Harry has said, particularly about the institution, feeling like he was in the Truman Show, feeling like he was in a zoo." She highlighted how these latest comments, aired in a podcast interview last week, has echoes of what he said in Oprah, and that he and his brother and his father feel trapped by the institution. In a concluding statement, the royal expert stressed, "It may be how Harry feels, but I don't think it is how William and Charles feel." Ms. Nicholl's comments come after Prince Harry made more comments about his upbringing during a discussion with Armchair Experts, a US-based podcast, last week. The Duke took aim at his father, Prince Charles' parenting skills when he was a young boy, and suggested the Queen and Prince Philip could have been responsible for the genetic pain and suffering they passed on to Charles. Harry said, "I don't think we should be pointing the finger or blaming anybody, but certainly when it comes to parenting, if I've experienced some form of pain or suffering because of the pain or suffering that perhaps my father or my parents had suffered, I'm going to make sure I break that cycle so that I don't pass it on, basically." The Duke added, "It's a lot of genetic pain and suffering that gets passed on anyway, so we as parents should be doing the most we can to try and say, you know what, that happened to me, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you." The Duke of Sussex went on to tell the Armchair Expert podcast, "I never saw it, I never knew about it, and then suddenly I started to piece it together and go, okay, so this is where he went to school, this is what happened, I know this about his life." Prince Harry added, "I also know that is connected to his, Prince Charles, parents, so that means has treated me the way he was treated, so how can I change that for my own kids?" Harry and Meghan stepped down as senior members of the royal family last year. Last month, Meghan announced the release of her new picture book, The Bench, which tells the stories of the connection between a father and a son.